In this session, we will look about the applications of matrices and determinants. Under the discussion of the applications of matrices and determinants, we will discuss about the using of Cramer's rule uh, using the use as the application of matrices and the determinants. Therefore, when we are going to discuss about the Cramer's rule, in simply we can say that Cramer's rule is a technique which we can use to solve a system of linear equations using the concepts of matrices and determinants. Therefore, if you are having a system of linear equations, you all know what is a system of linear equation. It is actually a combination of or set of equations we will have as the powers 1. Therefore, if you are having a system of linear equations, then we can apply this Cramer's rule to find out the solutions for such a system. Therefore, if you are having n number of variables, as an example, if you have it in this way, um, suppose that you are asked to obtain an answer for an equation. Therefore, if you are having only one variable, as an example, suppose that if you are having an equation as if it is asked to obtain an answer for 3x plus 5 equals 7, 5 equals 9. In this scenario, what we are doing is you can just solve this equation by sending all the constant terms to one side. Therefore, here we will get 3x equals 9 minus 5, which equals to 3x equals 4, dividing both sides by 3. Then we are taking the answer as x equals 4 divided by 3. Therefore, here we have observed that there is only one variable. Therefore, using one equation, we were able to obtain an answer for that linear equation. But suppose that if you are having an equation in this form, if it is x plus y equals 7, suppose that if you are having this equation, you cannot solve this equation just by using one equation. It is because here you can see that there are two variables. Therefore, the minimum number of equations that you should have to solve this type of equation is 2. It is because otherwise what you can do is you can arbitrarily substitute a value for x, and then for the substituted value you can obtain an answer for y. As an example, we can say that if x equals 1, then we can say y equals 6. But if you let x equals 2, then we will get y equals 5. Likewise, for a particular value that you assume, then you will be able to obtain an value. Therefore, if you need to obtain an answers for an equation like this, what you can do is you can first construct a set of equation. Therefore, as an example, if it is given as x plus y equals 7 and x minus y equals 3. Suppose that here if you are asked to obtain an answer for x and y, here you can see that there are two variables you need to obtain answers. Therefore, what you can do is you can mark them as equation 1 and equation 2, and then adding these equations you can simplify, add these two equations, then you will get 2x equals 10, where you can get x equals 5. Similar manner, you can say that if you subtract the equations, if it is 1 minus 2, then you will get here 2y equals 4. Then divide both sides by 2. You will successfully get the value of y as 2. Therefore, you can say that value of x and y as an ordered pair. For the value of x is 5 and value of y is equal to 2. Therefore, now you can see that since you had two variables, you need two equations to obtain the exact solutions. Otherwise, for an arbitrary value of x, you can get a value for y or vice versa. Therefore, if you are having n number of variables, what you should have is you should have n number of linear equations. This is the minimum number that you should have to obtain a particular answer for a set of linear equation. Therefore, if you are having n number of linear equation, n number of variables, there should be n number of linear equation. As an example, if you need to solve x plus y plus z equals 10, then altogether there should be three equations. It is because there are three unknown variables in this equation. Therefore, it has to be given where a form which is satisfied. As an example, if it is given as 2 times z is 7, then 5x plus 3y minus z equals minus 10. Likewise, if you are having three equations in a case like this, you should be you will be able to obtain a finite answer for this system of linear equations. Therefore, if you are going to solve this type of system of linear equation using the Cramer's rule, first you are getting a number of linear equations having a number of variables, and using these equations, first we are trying to obtain a matrix called A, which is said to be the coefficient matrix. I will explain this coefficient matrix and all the other terms at the discussion of an example, but prior to that, I will just go through the theory quickly. Therefore, I will let A as the coefficient matrix, and it should have a non-zero determinant. If it has a non-zero determinant, only we are going for the next step of calculation. Therefore, if matrix A is having a non-zero determinant, it means that if the determinant of A is not equal to 0, then we are forming the calculation furthermore. Therefore, we can obtain the solution of the system by taking this equation where if you are having I number of variable, then ith variable can be obtained the value as determinant of AI divided by the determinant of A. Therefore, this is the way that you are obtaining the solutions for a given system. Therefore, x1 can be obtained by determinant of a1 divided by a, x2 can be obtained as the determinant of a2 divided by a. Likewise, xn can be obtained as the determinant of an divided by the determinant of a. And we have to once you obtain the determinant of A, we have to obtain the appropriate AI matrix, and we have to take its determinant. Therefore, when you are obtaining this AI matrix, it is obtained just by replacing the ith column of matrix A by the constant terms in the system of linear equation. Therefore, first you are identifying the coefficient matrix, then to obtain the ith solution or the solution for the ith variable, what you have to do is you have to replace the ith column of the matrix of A by the constant terms, and then you have to take the determinant and you have to solve this equation or solve this equation to get an answer for the ith variable that you are considering. But if you are but at this stage, obtaining the determinant of matrix A, if you are getting a zero value for the determinant, then we can just comment as the system has either no solutions or it has infinitely many solutions. Therefore, by stating that statement, then you can terminate your calculations. Therefore, if you are getting the determinant of A equals to 0, then you are winding up your calculation by stating that the system has either no solutions or infinitely many solutions. Now we will discuss an example related with this. Suppose that this is the example that I would like to take for the explanation. Okay, here it is asked us to use the Cramer's rule to solve the system of linear equation. Here it is given as 4x minus 2y equals 10 and 3x minus 5y equals 11. Therefore, I will take this simple example for the explanation. Here you can see our equations are given as it is 4x minus 2y. We are having first equation is 4x minus 2y equals 10, and second equation is obtained as 3x minus 5y equals 11. 3x minus 5y equals 11. Therefore, these are the two equations that we are having for the system of linear equation. Now you can see that there are two variables in this set of equations. Therefore, we should have minimum two linear equations to obtain finite solutions for this system. Then what we have to do is, here we have identified the two terms. One is set as the coefficient matrix. We have identified the matrix called the coefficient matrix, and which is named as A. Therefore, what you have to do here is, first you have to convert this system into a form of Ax equals to Ax equals to B, where A is the coefficient matrix and X is the vector including the variables, and B is the vector including the constant terms. Therefore, first you have to convert or transform your system of linear equations into the equivalent matrix format. Therefore, what you can do is, here to obtain or to transform your set of equations into this form, what you can do is, first you have to align the same type of variables in same column. You have to align it. Here I have aligned x variables as the first column, y variables as second column, and I have taken all the constant terms into the right hand side of equation. If it is given, if it is initially given in this format, then you can just continue, you can continue the calculation. Otherwise, what you have to do is, you have to align the variables accordingly, and thereafter in the right hand side, generally we are keeping all the constant terms. Therefore, now you can see all the x variables in first column, all the y variables in first column, and all the constant terms in right hand side of this equation. Since all the external, all the constant terms in the right hand side of the equation, you can simply obtain the vector b. Therefore, what you are going to do now is, you are going to convert this into matrix form. Therefore, here you will get the matrix, and thereafter you will get the vector including variables. Here you are having the matrix, then the vector including variables, and thereafter you will have the vector including the constant terms. Therefore, here you have written down the first variable as x. Therefore, here I will include first variable as x. Then second variable was y. Therefore, in the second row, I will write down the variable as y. In the constant terms, I will write down 10 and 11 accordingly as they appear in the order as 10 first and 11 as the second value. Then I have to write down the coefficients of the x and y terms separately. Then, since we have already aligned them, you can directly write them in the order as they appear. Then first value is 4, it is 1, 1. Then first row, second column, it is -2. Then second row, first column, it is +3. Second row, second column, it is -5. Now, once you see about the multiplication of the left hand side of these matrices, then you will again get the quantity as 4x minus 2y, 3x minus 5y. Therefore, once you multiply, then first row with first column gives the first equation. Second row with the first column multiplication gives the 3x minus 5y, the second equation. Therefore, now you have converted this into the form of a x equals. Now what you have to do is, after obtaining this or converting it into the matrix form, then you need to obtain the determinant of the matrix A. You are asked to obtain the determinant of matrix A. Then you can write down the values as 4 minus 2, 3n minus 5. Here you will get it as taking the difference of the cross products, then 4 times minus 5, it is minus 20, minus 3 times minus 2, it is minus 6. Then altogether you will get this value as minus 14, which you can say that is not equal to 0. Therefore, you can say that this implies that the system has finite solutions. The system has finite solutions. Then since you can see that the system has finite solutions, then you are moving for obtaining the answers for x and y separately. Here if you are considering x as here what we have done was instead of x and y we had the values as x1 and x2. Therefore here what we are having is instead of x1 and x2 now we are using x and y. If you see about the coefficient matrix, if you are taking the coefficient matrix, then what you can see is in the coefficient matrix, you can see the values as 4, minus 2, 3 and minus 5. In the coefficient matrix, these are the values you are having. Therefore, if you identify the column associated with the coefficient, it is the coefficients of the x variable. The second column is the coefficients of the y variable. Now what you have to do is now you are asked to obtain the values for x and y separately. Then what you can do is first you need to identify the answers for x. Then what you have to do is first you need to take the determinant of ax and it has to be divided by the determinant of a. This is what you have to do to obtain an answer for x, and to obtain an answer for y what you have to do is determinant of ay has to be divided by the determinant of a. So far what we know is determinant of a is 14, obtained as minus 14. Here we have obtained determinant of a as minus 14. Still we do not know what is the value of determinant of ax and determinant of ay. Now we need to identify the determinant of ax and ay separately. If I write down the determinant of ax, what we need to do is first you need to identify the elements which you are used to obtain the determinant of ax. Therefore, here you can write down the values. Now what we are going to do is here the first column contains the coefficients associated with the x area. Here what we need to do is we are going to identify value for x. Therefore, we are omitting the, since we need to identify the value for x, we need to omit the coefficients associated with x variable. Therefore, we'll here write down the remaining elements minus 2 and minus 5 will be written here. Then we are including the elements the instead of the elements of the x column we are replacing it by the constant terms. Therefore here we will get it as 10 and 11. Here we are having the values as 10 and 11. Now we can simply do the calculation for this. Then here we will get it as 10 times minus 5 minus 50 minus 10 times 11 times minus 2, it is minus 22. Therefore you will get this as minus 28. It is for the determinant of ax. Similarly we can do it for determinant of ay as well. Therefore what we are going to do is we are going to do the substitution here. Now x can be obtained as ax divided by a. Therefore here we will get it as 28. It is equal to 2. Then similar manner you need to obtain an answer for ay as well. To get the ay, what you are going to do is now you can see that the second column since you are obtaining the answer for y, you need to replace the elements in the second column. Therefore, first column will be written as it is. 4 and 3 will be here. Then second column, it means the coefficients of y variable has to be replaced with the 10 and 11, which are supposed to be the constant terms of the system of linear equation. Therefore, once you perform the calculation, you will get 44 minus 30, which equals to plus 14. Then you will get the answer as 14 divided by minus 14 itself equals to minus 1. Now you can write them as the ordered pair of values. It is x and y. X and y can be now taken as 2 and minus 1. It can be written as 2 and minus 1. Therefore, this is how we are using the Cramer's rule to obtain the answers for system of linear equations. Now, here are some exercises which you were asked to do. Here, I will take the first exercise to discuss in this session, and you can try for the second exercise by your own. Okay, if I take the first exercise. If I write down the first set of equations, it is minus x plus 2y minus 3z equals 1, 2x plus z equals 0, 3x minus 4y plus 4z equals 2. If I initial write these values, it is minus x plus 2y. Here we are having minus x plus 2y minus 3z equals 1. Here it is 0, it is 2x plus z. And then last equation is 3x minus 4y plus 4z equals to. Therefore, suppose that this is the set of equations given for you for the calculation of obtaining value of x, y, and z. Therefore, what you have to do first you need to uh, align the terms accordingly. Here you can see that all the x terms are aligned in the first column, but in the second column, y variable is assigned, but there is an additional variable as z. But in the third column, you can see that there are two z variables. Therefore, you can shift it into the third column. And in the right hand side of the equation, you can see that only the constant terms are included. Therefore, you can write the values as here you will get it as minus x. Then you can write it as plus 2 times y. Then you will get it as minus 3z equals to 1. Then you will get it as 2x, but here you are having only z term, but there is only y term. Therefore, I will keep it separately as z equals 0. Then 3x minus 4 times y plus 4 times z equals. Now what you can do is, if it is suppose that if you need to do this, you can say that this is equal to 0 times y. This does not make any harm. It is because 0 times y itself gives the value as 0. Therefore, this is the set of equations you can now obtain. X variables in first column, y variables in second column, z variables in third column, and all the constant terms in the right hand side of the equation. Therefore, now you can obtain, or you can transform this into the matrix form. Once you do the transformation, then you will get it as Here you may need a matrix like this. Then the second vector contains your variables, and in the right hand side you will get the value as 1, 0, and here you will have the variables as x, y, and z. It is because first variable is x, second variable is y, third variable is z. That is the order that we have aligned. And now we can simply write down the values: -1, 2, -3, and 2. Here you have to add the 0. It is because there is no y terms. Then z is 1, 3, -4, and +4. This is the matrix that you are getting. Here you can say this is matrix A, and this is your vector B, and if you need you can say this is your matrix vector X, or the column matrix X. Okay, now what you have to do is first you need to check for the determinant of A. You need to check for the determinant of A. Then you can write down the values: -1, 2, -3, 2, 0, and 1, 3, -4, and +4. Then you can write down the values or obtain the determinant in this way. It is -1 times. When you are taking -1 times, then 0 plus 4 will be here. Minus 2 times, it is 8 minus 3. Then -3 times -8 minus. Therefore, you will get the value as, if you perform the calculation, you will get it as it is -4. Then you will get -10, and here you will get plus. And altogether, if you form this calculation, you will end up with this calculation as +10. Since this value is not equal to 0, then you can say that the system has solutions. Since you are taking the system, since you are having the determinant of the matrix not equal to 0, then you can say that the system has solutions. Now what you can do is, now you can now you have to obtain the answers for x, y, and z. To obtain the x values for x, what you have to do is, first you need to obtain these values. You need to identify determinant of ax. You need to have determinant of ay, and you need to have determinant of az as well. Now what you need to do is, first we need to obtain the determinant of ax. To obtain the determinant of ax, you have to replace the first column, since it is the column associated with the x variables, or x variable, or the coefficients included in for the x variable. Then it has to be replaced with the constant terms. Once you consider the constant terms, it is 1, 0, and 2. Then you have to take the determinant of this matrix. Likewise, we have to do it for determinant of here you have to perform the you have to calculate and obtain the value. Then determinant of ay, it has to be taken: -1, 2, and 3. The second column has to be replaced. Therefore, I will write the third column first. Then we will get the values as 1, 0, and 2. Then determinant of AZ minus 1, 2 and 3, 2, 0 and minus 4. And last column has to be replaced by the constant terms. It is 1, 0 and 2. Now we have to obtain the values separately for the determinant of AX, determinant of AY and determinant of AZ separately. Therefore, once you form the calculation, you can obtain the answers. AX 8 minus 15 and minus 16, minus 15 and minus 16. You can try for obtaining the determinant of 3 by 3 matrix to obtain these values. And now simply you can take the value of x. It is what we have obtained as ax divided by a. It is 8 divided by 10. Then y can be taken as ay with a. Here it is minus 15 divided by 10. It is z equals az by a minus 16 divided by 10. Therefore, if you need, you can solve this furthermore. It is you will get it is 4 divided by 5. Here it is minus 3 divided by 2. Here it is minus 8 divided by 5. Now you can write them as a set of values x, y, z. You can write it as 4 over 5, minus 3 over 2, and minus 8 over 5 as the final answer. Therefore, this is the way of using the Cramer's rule to obtain the answers. And this is all what I need to discuss for this session. And thank you all for your participation.